So I've written a couple of books, which I did a couple of years ago. I normally write these film scripts. I've written around 10 feature film scripts. I've made a couple of them into something digital, which are on YouTube. And when the stories don't get anywhere as films, I then turn them into novels, because it's just the next process. It's just a case of expanding them out a little bit more and seeing where they go. Now, can I just ask before I go any further, have any of you written stories? At least I know who my audience is. Anybody written any stories? I know, yeah, you've written
Well, it's a factual one. It's about Brexit, reducing the gap between rich and poor, and marriage and divorce, and how to prevent divorce, and abortion. I have a new angle on abortion, and so on and so forth. I took all the main things on.
And those are very interesting topics, because today there was on the news, they were talking about making it easier for couples to break up in the divorce process. We've also had the change of laws down south with abortion, which is interesting. So a lot of things that we're actually seeing that were fundamental to when we were growing up. I'm married now 31 years, coming up to 32. My eldest son has got married and has cleared off to Canada, and we're waiting for the youngest lad to decide to get married at some point. So those are very topical issues.
Yeah.
And I know we created a little story called, see if that comes back on. That's gone to target audience. We made a little story about 20 years ago, 1999, called The Engagement. And it was actually about two devils trying to break up a young couple who were trying to get engaged. So it has some kind of links to that story. And we followed some of the principles that are in here about, having 3 attempts at doing this, and then if you don't get 3, then that's it, you're out. And there seemed to be this older figure that seemed to be disrupting their plans all the time. And that was part of the process. And again, it was just looking at this idea of the difficulties that people have trying to get together, and all the complications and distractions that we have. And that's actually part of the storytelling sort of process as well. So what we've been discussing here is some of the main issues in politics at the moment that most people are aware of. So there would be an audience. So we can actually say, look, there's a target audience. We have a target audience for a particular story. We're aware of other people and what those issues are. And we can see that if we produced a book, if we spent the time producing something like this, at least, hopefully, there'll be an audience to actually buy it and actually read it. And
it takes a long time.
It does.
2.5 years.
Yeah. And again, each of these books took about 2 years to actually produce. The writing stage took about 30 weekends, because I wrote at the weekend while I was teaching. And then the next process is editing. It's the same as the shooting of the video in here. There's a process of production where you record the thing, and then you spend a lot of time editing it to craft it into something that is readable or viewable by the audience. So we've got to think about our target audience. I hope you enjoyed the film. Please subscribe and click on the notification bell, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for watching.